I was
Alright,
also
we're
just
live.
fucking around. Let's get started.
All right. Can we restrain the unconscious man?
Did you bring rope?
I did.
I don't know.
Alright. I respect that he brought rope.
I
I
didn't note down
Makes
everything
my
I
sense.
brought
character
from my
was
house.
planning to go be in the woods for
Like, I
at least
assumed-
6 months.
Not even. We're literally leaving our town. I would assume all of us packed the necessities, including rope.
How necessity is rope to you in your day-to-day life?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking important when you're
Yeah,
traveling.
you
all the
have
time.
rope with you every day.
When you walk to work, do you take a rope?
I'm going to use.
I mean, I
a rope
usually
in
have
a minute.
paracord on me.
The game is paused. We can't move. By the
Yeah,
way.
I'm working on it. I gotta go announce.
Survival.
We have
Gotta announce the rope.
Shipper, Shinobi,
This rope will work just as well in the modern day.
RPG.
Or paracord.
Yeah.
Quitting.
And over here, the game is unpaused. We're all good.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. I almost died.
Yeah, you are the most hurt you have ever been in your life.
All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna be in the field
wanna-
position.
Like
I don't know if I have to.
to,
'Cause
to
he's
put
unconscious.
to put this into perspective for you, if you were attacked by a wolf as a child, you might be more hurt right now. Like so you're restraining the person?
Yeah, I'm assuming that.
Okay, roll agility, I guess. Is that what we would think for knots?
Going to be lockpicking, I think so.
Yeah, agility. Roll an agility.
Well, it's Llewellyn's rope.
I also Llewellyn might have given
What's
you the
going
rope.
on?
It's your rope, so I assume you would restrain them. I'm
Wait.
not just gonna take your rope.
Oh, 1 second.
I mean, I'm surprised you're not just using the vines you used previously.
Yeah,
Well, I,
was.
have to concentrate with that. Then I have to let go of it later.
Do you need to concentrate to have them continue existing? You can just make the vines and then use that to tie
Yeah,
I
them up.
thought that I had to
You
keep
could
them
even
going.
spend some
I
time
couldn't just like
creating
walk
them
away.
together to have just actual rope
Yeah,
again.
you can summon a vine to make a rope. I did realize after we had the conversation about you not having rope that you are one of two characters who in this setting always have rope.
Unless you were like,
assume it's part of the typical package you would have as a medieval fucking adventurer in a land of woods and mountains. You would bring rope.
D&D has done permanent damage to the idea of the things that
If
every
we all
adventurer
established
has.
that we went to our homes to like grab like
I mean,
normal necessities, I would.
I
count
did
rope.
establish that I went out onto the mountain prepared to just not come back to town.
Yeah. I attempted to
And-
ask this question when you all were leaving, and you did find that cache of stuff. But yes, you can use vines.
Sure, I'll do.
You're like, the reason I was just
I'll
giving you the
just
rope
use
is
vines. It doesn't
Llewellyn
matter, as
can't
long as-
just make more.
Yeah, do
as
plant
long as this fucker is restrained.
do plant plus agility to make the vines and then tie him up with the vines. How many knots do you know? What are your D4?
Which is the sub skill.
Why is the sub skill a D4?
The scope skills are D6s.
Oh, whatever. There, you know what? Fuck you. Here,
You know what?
21.
I respect it. I respect
Fair
it.
enough.
That is, I guess, legally rolling a D6.
As
Either way,
opposed
it was
to
a 21
illegally.
to restrain this person
Yeah,
with
you-
fines that
you've-
will temporarily, or it's not temporarily. What's the opposite?
Permanent.
Permanently.
Yeah.
Your 4 exploded, by the way.
It wasn't supposed to be
Yeah,
a
it
4.
wasn't
It
supposed
was
to be
a
a
6.
4, and we fixed it. It's all good. He's
Thank
tied
you
the fuck up.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know.
He's tied the fuck up. He's not getting out of that easily. He's also still unconscious for who knows how
I was
long.
trying not to sound like a dick there, by the way. I was genuinely saying thank you.
I mean, your D6 could have exploded.
Well, that's
but
what the
it
D2
didn't
was
matter.
for.
Yeah, that was the D2 was to see if the D6 exploded.
So
Which,
the sub skills can
yeah.
also explode, though? How does that
yes,
work?
but they don't climb. They just remain
They
D6s.
just go again.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. So when he's restrained, okay, like, what kind of like unconscious is he? Is he the kind where like he's gonna be knocked out for hours regardless how much I slap him awake, or like what? How unconscious are we
Yeah,
talking?
yeah, he's pretty. He's kind of.
This man is near death.
You can
Yeah, that's what I'm
probably
thinking, so,
wake
like-
you have the time to probably check the rest of this cave and then get back to him, and maybe you can wake him up.
All right, I'll give him a little tap on the head and say, "We'll get back to you."
Maybe
Unless-
I could wake him up now if you really need to.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
somebody
need
wants
to.
to heal him, you could wake him up now.
I would appreciate you heal me instead, but
Yeah,
priorities.
let's
I'd
focus
rather
on
do that.
ourselves first.
Just gonna. I'm kind of leaking.
Yeah, let's try some of this. That's body plus energy. I'm going to try to heal Teddy.
Okay. You Teddy heals 1 minor wound, you take 1 energy.
Okay.
Is Jin here, by the way?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't do anything for my major wounds.
Major wounds heal after the minor ones.
Okay.
That's
I'll
at
check
least
this.
something, I guess. Don't have much more energy.
I'll check on this corpse to see like what's going on with this thing. Is it like similar to the animal we saw outside, and or is there like any weird ritual shit around it? Like what's going on?
Yeah, alright. So anyone who's over here, you can roll sort of mind or aware.
Can I
Alright.
roll to specifically investigate the plants that seem to be growing out of this skeleton?
Yeah.
And my sub skill exploded, so I have a 17.
So
Considering the
that's then
plants-
a mind roll still, mind plus plants maybe?
Yes. Plus plan.
I
Non-magic
was gonna
mind.
ask, because I'm also generally investigating the body and everything else, would I also roll plants?
If you want to roll plants.
Damn, I rolled 2 7s.
Well, I always wanna, but I'm asking.
Alright.
Oh,
I got
alright.
a 12. Oh, hey, your thing exploded. Congratulations. You get a deal.
You don't have no skills anymore.
So that would be
Okay,
a
so
9, 12, and a 5.
we'll
Actually,
17.
I'm gonna explode the 9.
oh yeah, probably a good idea. But it was so close.
Oh my god.
Roll the 12.
Yeah. All right. We'll start with just okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Maiko because you were anyone who rolled less than Maiko's 14 can take a insight token. Maiko, you get these plants aren't growing up through the creature, but are like their health is not good. They are dying, but it feels slower than clearly this body that has already turned to a skeleton.
Hmm.
But they were part of the being here.
Oh, interesting.
Llewellyn, you identify that this, because of all of the factors around it, is the same type of creature as the one that you guys healed outside the door.
All right, and I will relay that information.
And Liam, you notice that this must have been like, you see a lot of like cuts into things. The antlers are gone from this one. Like, it's clearly been used in an attempt at at a ritual, you think. But you also know that it wasn't alive at the time that it was being, like, parts were being taken from it. And you think that that might be why they kept the other one alive.
Now here's a crucial question. What was the process of it becoming a skeleton? Can I somehow figure that out? Like, was it like it naturally decayed, or is there like they have stripped away the flesh until just the bones were made before they started stripping it?
They stripped away a lot of the flesh that accelerated the decay process, but it's also been several months such that some amount of normal decay has happened as well.
Okay. And what was it they said again before we barged in?
I don't think anyone fully remembers, but they were talking. The ritual was almost complete, basically.
Okay, I just because it's weird that like
It's
this
also
body
said that
was here.
it was that crazy old man's idea at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Because okay, so I'll relate to the other players. I just find it weird how
Technically, they didn't say that it was his idea, but that he told them the ritual.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember the wording.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just thinking that like if what they're doing is stripping these bodies of like things and then doing like so there was nothing of that was ritualistic about this area, right? There's no like circle or anything. It's just the body.
With your high 20-something skill check, you see the grass leading down to the right is like has been disturbed. Like, there's a lot, like there are two paths commonly walked from here, one leading down to the right and one leading to the door down to the left.
Okay.
It feels like the one down to the left is much more common, but larger stuff has been moved down to the right.
Okay. Never mind, I had a different idea then. Do we want to check out these other two areas before?
Llewellyn is already going.
I was gonna say, like, while we're walking, I wanted to make a suggestion that at some point we try to rest as well, because I'm kind of tapped a bit.
We should.
Like,
Also, I apparently don't emit light.
Oh yeah, you don't emit light.
Darkness within you.
Because we had to re-give you the token, and I forgot to assign light to you.
Oh my
god. You enter into a room that is just sort of absolutely glowing.
That's a very dark glow. Oh, there we go.
And you said there's no circle?
Me and Llewellyn are inside of each other. Okay, there we go.
It's very intimate of you.
Okay, so before you guys touch this, you
can freeze us. I mean,
I'm not gonna stop you.
Pause the game.
I'm not gonna stop you. If you go touch it before I finish explaining it to you, the consequences are your own. You see a massive circle with a bunch of runes in the center, and in the center of that, a glowing orb of pure spiraling energy. Around it are 3 circles next to these sort of glowing different colored pyres that seem to like move liquid around underneath them and into the circle that seems to fuel it. You have no understanding of what it's doing, but it all of it seems highly magical.
I'm gonna just try and detect any tech magic in the area.
Okay.
Or just tech in general.
Yeah.
So what I roll for that?
If you have tech plus a detection skill, no.
All right.
Wait.
You can.
Do I want to use my insight token?
I said wait. Okay, let's establish that that's
already
what
hit
he
enter
rolled.
when you said wait.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, given that this is how we've established my magic works, I will meekly meander up behind him and place my hand on the back of his head. And I am going to use my empathic magic to I'm gonna roll mind empathic to see if I can boost his ability to see the magic pathways, because I also am really curious what's going on here. And but I'm not that fucking curious. I'm gonna lay down for a goddamn week after this. So it's just the sub skills that would apply to magic, correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So enhanced cognition and empathic. And I'm not gonna re-roll anything.
Yeah, I think that is this is a reflection of your state right now, of you wanting to help, but you just don't have the energy.
Yep.
Like, you know that even going beyond like a one hip thing starts to cost energy, and you just can't even commit into it. And
can I give him a single plus, not even a like a +1 to it? Can I make that 6 a 7?
yes.
All right.
I will let you make
Okay.
the 67, and it's a 10 total.
So if this is 6 of me, I'm gonna spend an insight token to explore.
You're a son of a bitch. He made the 3 of 4.
I mean, I'll just spend both my insight tokens. Fuck you, it's exploding.
Hate you both. None of this matters. The results are the same.
See, this is why you should have let me do the thing. I just want to get my dice to climb.
All right, your dice climbs. You
all
realize
I'm
this is non-technologically based. This is old magic of types that you don't even fully recognize. Where are you going?
I'm going to go check on the creature.
Okay. Why can I not click off of you? Here we go.
You know who the main character is now.
It's still there.
That's right,
It's
creature.
resting.
Okay.
So and so these are like weird pools.
No, those are like those look like a pedestal that someone would stand on over these like
So these
glowing
are the
pyre.
pools.
Yeah, like the water between them is the pool. Like
Okay, so these
they are
flames.
raised above a pool, and energy is flowing from the coals into the water, and then it sort of like makes a weird spiral that isn't possible to make in the mapping software that I have into the ritual circle in the middle.
Okay, so just for my own edification, right?
Mhm.
Let me see if I can. All right. Fire, all right? Thing. Game, there we go. So these are fire, right?
Basically, I will let that be the simplification here because it doesn't. They glow with an energy, and they are like it wouldn't look good to touch.
Okay. And then
Do
these
not
are
touch
the things between them are look like
water.
A, they're on the ground, and B, they are pools.
Yes, that sort of spiral into the summoning circle or the ritual circle. Not a summoning circle. Don't listen to me. I actually mean this. This isn't like I slipped up.
Okay.
There is no summoning.
It summons Satan. I mean, it summons it's Lucifer. I mean,
it is
Beelzebub.
summons whatever I want it to, actually.
Yeah,
Not the DM, me. It summons Pocky.
It's the Helltaker summoner.
And then, all right. Teddy is going to sit down, and he's gonna take off his backpack, and then he's gonna start unpacking his bedroll, and then he's just gonna lay down.
Yeah, that's what we all should do.
We shouldn't just leave that other guy unattended.
Yeah.
Dig
Liam,
a
you want to carry
hole.
that guy back here?
If you bring him over here, I can maybe make a hole.
Honestly, if you put him in a hole like that, it's probably fine where he is.
He's already really tied up.
I don't know if moving this guy from the vines makes sense if the vines are coming from the ground.
You split the vines off of the ground and use them as rope.
Okay.
They're no longer connected to the ground. So, are you resting now?
Yes.
Do we want to
Yeah,
check the left
I think
area first?
I'm gonna be just looks very for someone who's technically one.
You're cutting out, by the way.
My internet.
Oh, great, the curse again.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ, try to zoom in so much.
All right, who's gonna take first watch?
I am already asleep.
I'll
Suppose
watch.
I will.
Is this the second fucking?
Okay.
Okay,
I don't know if you guys trust me to watch out, but
we
I
did
will.
last time.
Yeah, you actually were the
We did do
character
it last time.
that
Oh,
did
hell yeah.
watch.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Like, is you know, because Llewellyn is like relatively injured.
Yeah. Okay. So the way injuries work is you lose one. You regain all your energy if you slept through the whole night and didn't do a watch. Otherwise, you only regain half. And you regain one minor wound per night. And then if you're out of minor wounds, you heal a major wound per night.
Did we ever figure out if path of energy is rounded up or down?
Um,
Yeah, because it is half of the bar, not
Yeah.
half of what you spent.
It's half of 7.
I will give it I'll round it up unless you guys unless you make somebody always be the watch person and then they will round down.
Okay.
Like if you repeatedly watch multiple nights in a row, and if you watch through the whole night, you don't regain energy. You in fact lose 1 energy. Just to put into perspective the amount of drain that energy is in this world. So who's taking second watch? Just so I know. Where's Miko just watch the whole night?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull
I'm
a
one of the
whole
less
night.
revved up, so I'll do it.
Okay.
Do I just reset all my energy?
Yeah, all your energy, and if you were hurt, you lose one hurt.
All right, I'm feeling great now.
How great? Like perfect?
Yeah,
You only took 1 damage?
it was a major one.
Okay, yeah.
I did only take one, however. Oh boy.
Alright, I'm also going to try to heal Teddy again with my new set of energy.
Okay.
It's just you, me, this gushing, sucking chest wound.
That is another heal and energy cost to you.
My
Yeah, I agree.
You can wake that guy up if you wanted to talk to him.
I was just waiting for whatever was happening, and then I was gonna wake him up. Yeah.
I'm trying to fucking
I'll give him a
fix the
very.
PDF.
I'll give him a very casual like I'll use my hand to do the motion of slapping, but it's not my hand slapping him. It's just a vine.
Yeah?
is
I'm going to get into
Is he awake?
You're cutting out again.
No, I'd stop talking.
No, I was talking about.
Oof.
He's muted and deafened right now. Wait, he said in chat he's going to check something with his internet.
I thought he might have heard him.
Yes, I did that roll 2 minutes ago.
So yeah, you wake up the druid Why'd you hit me?
You were asleep.
It's a way to wake someone up. Better.
Yeah, almost as nice as doing a ritual. What's up with that?
I
What
was
were you doing?
hired to be part of a ritual. Don't
Oh, you're gonna be part of it.
was just a paycheck, man. What do you want?
Uh-huh. I want answers
A what?
about the ritual.
Hmm? Well, the guy who wanted to do the ritual was the one you guys, I believe, pushed into a bunch of stones, and I don't even know what happened to him.
I'll be honest, I don't know either.
He's paced now.
Yeah,
There you go.
real good way to get information about the ritual.
Are
but
you sassing me while your life is in danger?
I've really written this off already. Like, you already killed everyone else. Why am I to believe that you will spare me for some reason?
I already did.
He's
Yeah,
got a
to try to
point.
collect information, clearly, but you're not doing that hot of a
Uh-huh.
job of.
Yeah, because someone is sassing me. I'm going to break one of his fingers with one of my vines.
Oh my god.
Right,
This escalated.
roll plan.
He is sassing me.
He's honestly
He's
being very
being-
reasonable given his
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, we
He's
did just
being
kind of-
mildly rude.
it
Let's
good
break
one.
his kneecap.
I'm not breaking his kneecaps. I'm breaking
Yeah.
his finger. It's okay.
That's not
God
better.
damn!
All right, well, you know,
I fucking failed, I guess.
well, you
You
don't know
try
that
and then
yet.
you realize
You break
that
his
bones
finger.
are kind of hard. Oh my god. Weak ass
Ah!
fingers.
Fuck. This sounds gonna be you're just gonna torture me to death.
No. I'm gonna torture you while you're alive.
I can
That's-
tell you.
That's not what.
Why?
I can tell you what I've been hired to do, but I don't know what it's for, and I don't know
Mhm.
why you would want to do it.
What
I'm
have you seen?
supposed
Like,
to.
what have they been doing?
What do you mean?
Let the
Did you
man
see
talk,
them doing
Liam.
anything?
Well,
Please.
do you have
continue.
the book?
What book?
The man's book. He had a book with him. It was in. He left it at camp. Explains some of the ritual from the crazy old man.
You said he left.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was letting you finish.
And- My job was to stand. You see the green energy over there?
mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to
Alright.
stand next to that and touch the energy when he goes to touch the orb. That's what I was hired on to do.
Can I have
Okay.
some light, please?
I don't know where you went. Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna just real quick. Light.
Thank you.
So you got hired to stand by the ritual circle and touch a rock, and that's all you did?
I'm taking the book.
Oh, you have to search for it. Oh, actually, no,
Okay.
that one's there.
I'm gonna say I'm taking the book. It's on the map, buddy.
I forgot there was an obvious book.
I'm like, what do you? I'm like, okay, but there's a book right here.
I'm taking the book. The
Yeah,
unknown
that
forces
actually-
behind every
that's-
action. No, you do not see the book.
That's actually the Hunger Games.
I am going to check what what the contents of this book I have taken are.
Yeah, that one is you can just have that book. You know, you can search the other stuff if you wanted to find anything of interest.
Fine. I will, because he said he left the book at camp, so I'm looking. I immediately want to go find their camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost as if you could have gone there the first.
Yeah, we could have. but we decided to sleep after we found a
I'm
magical
just-
circle.
We could have also like slept in their camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just, you know, all I know, I'm supposed to touch the thing. He's gonna
Right,
touch the
right.
orb. That's it.
I'm sorry that I'm being very.
Oh, you're
what's the
sorry
word?
that you broke my
No, no, no,
my
no,
finger.
No, 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 no. Let me finish. Let me finish. God, Caleb, help me out here.
All right, I got a 14.
Yeah, you find 2 backpacks that are full of just good supplies to continue on the journey with, because you were starting to run out from the cache that you found.
So anyway, you guys were like talking about rituals, and then when we opened the door, you guys just started trying to kill us. So yes, I am a very hostile right now towards you because I'm assuming that maybe you guys weren't doing like any good things because your immediate reaction was, "Hey, those are some people. Let's fucking kill them." So I'm sorry that I'm reacting a little bit negative towards you right now.
I was reacting to what the boss said to do. I wasn't going to attack you for no reason. And now that my boss is dead, I kind of have no reason to do anything with relation to this. If you want to do the ritual or not do the ritual, it's up to you. It's fine.
Okay, well,
I would prefer you don't kill me, but that.
no. Listen. I might come across as a very stupid person that would kill you for no good reason, but I'm not gonna do that.
I saw someone's
anything-
head bit off by a lion, and then another
we
man
were under
consumed by
attack.
stone.
We were under attack. If you attack someone, then you're gonna get hurt.
Listen, just tell my friend what he wants to know, and I can make sure you get out of here.
So,
Tell your old man what he
Ninja,
wants to know. I don't care.
real quick, was the book that I found the one I went there
Yes.
looking for?
Yeah, yes, it is. I've made that decision.
But
Just
yeah,
to
so
save on.
I'll be right back.
did you like hear anything interesting other than like okay, when were you hired? Were you hired today? Have you not like been around much?
Okay, that is much louder of a cavern than I was thinking.
So I'm gonna start reading through the book.
Okay. I've been on. I think we've been at this 3 months.
Hmm.
I just killed that weird deer thing. Turns out that was a mistake. Had to capture a new one. Has something to do with the ritual. I'm not really sure. You took an antler from it, I think.
What do you mean it was a mistake? Could you clarify?
The dead
They
one.
needed it alive for the ritual.
The dead one didn't work for the ritual.
What?
Okay. Miffin, I wasn't sure what he meant. Excuse me.
That was in character.
Yeah.
Boars.
Well, you sure did a fine job keeping it alive. It would have bled out if we didn't show up.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that guy was the smartest of all of us. He did a lot more damage to it than he should have.
Mm.
I don't even really know what his goal was about.
So when you were doing your duty of touching the rock and stuff, you didn't like you only saw him touching the orb. Did he do anything
We
strange with
haven't
the orb?
we haven't done the ritual yet.
Okay, so you only knew the job description.
Well, we tried it
And
the
you-
first time, and I touched the rock, and he touched it while holding the antler of the dead one, and it didn't
Okay.
work. But nothing happened. But I haven't. It was supposed to work this time. Now that we kept the thing alive.
And just before you guys were about to try, we stumbled in.
Yes.
Okay. Is that second antler with the guy on the wall now?
Yeah, that's where it would be. Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't really got a choice. Yeah, no. Caleb, could you heal the man's finger, please?
Suppose I could.
Could you fix what I broke?
Yes.
Okay, given that I didn't say that this took a damage from him, I will let you that works for healing it without costing you.
Just imagine that if you snap something, you can snap it back in place.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, but like, have you seen those videos of that one woman who did like a lift or
That's
something? And
that's
she
a
broke one of her
dislocation.
fingers. The dislocation, sure. That's what I meant.
Could probably
Pan-
snap it back in place with body, then stimulate to go
Panda,
back
what are you
and
doing?
stay in place.
Eddie. Oh, are you trying to get the antler? You're muted, by the way.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I had to step away for a second.
No problem. But yeah.
So what are some of the details that I've found while I was reading through this book?
So it says, to complete the ritual, one must have people of different magics touch the 4 different energy pieces, and one with the blessing of the creature to touch the orb in the center.
Does it say what the ritual does?
Roll. It kind of does in the ways that this is the scrawlings of a madman. And so
Alright.
try to make an awareness check to see.
I would like to hear the madman's scrawlings. Not what they mean, just what are the scrawlings?
Yeah. To break one free and another more. Bring back what was once.
All these squares make a circle. All these.
I
squares
will
make a
still be
circle.
rolling for the actual interpretation. I'm like, I want to hear the crazy madman
Yeah.
scrawlings.
I want to
Trees,
hear the madman
trees
speak.
reborn again, anew. The animals speak
Oh.
once again in the forest.
Mm.
Alright, so
A
what do
man
I
in
roll for this?
control of space and time. Back from his prison. The prism of doom.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
What do I roll for this again?
Just an awareness check if you feel you have a valid awareness skill for it. Give it a shot.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah. Just roll it too. It's like you have no fucking idea, dude. You
What
actually
the
didn't
fuck
even.
is this dude talking about?
Actually, all those words I said, you didn't even read them because they're in a form of cursive that you don't
You
even
forgot.
understand.
You can't read.
You can read, just not this madman's scrawlings. But yeah,
His handwriting is just bad.
he's not really putting a lot of effort into it. So,
Yeah. While that's happening, I'm gonna go back to the dude and just go like, now if we set you free, you're not gonna go and like grab a bunch of your homies and come back here, are you?
well, let me
And
just go.
I'll do a check on him to be like, okay, I want to know if he's lying.
Yeah, all right. You can detect lying on him.
Like,
Anyone can.
I'm basically giving him just like a final check of like, do I think he's legit?
Anyone who wants to roll awareness on this,
Well, I trust him.
you trust him implicitly.
He hasn't even
I
answered yet, and I'm
got-
already ready.
I got the detect lies skill. I just crafted myself.
Did he hacks our dice?
Miko, come in as the savior and detect the lie.
So do I roll
Like,
aware
I'm just not paying
and
that
also
much attention, so I'm like,
my
okay,
d6?
maybe he's telling the truth. I don't really care.
Yeah, you would roll
Alright.
your both the dice together.
Miko, the
Okay.
guy, just like
go,
nonchalantly paying
let's
attention,
go.
catching the lie.
Huh? Wait.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, this is the next of the playlists.
Well,
Man. This guy, stone cold.
I tried. He's got a good poker face.
So I'm just gonna preemptively give myself an insight too.
Yeah, everyone
yeah.
can take an insight token,
So what was his
Oh,
answer?
except
They
for
didn't-
Teddy.
What about-
failed.
except for Teddy. Teddy, you know this man tells the truth when he says, "Oh yeah, get my friends and come back here and fight you all." Let me think. Oh yep, everyone I knew in my group was dead, so definitely have a lot of those guys.
So
to
he
just-
hired you as a collective group?
yeah, we were a mercenary group.
He told us that already.
Well, yes, but I don't assume every single fucking body is part of the group.
Well, he wasn't, but other than the guy that you guys disappeared into the stone, we were all part of the mercenary group. He was very particular about us. He wanted people with different energy types. That's why, I was the animal guy. There was plant guy, body guy.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure that the reason he didn't want you with different types is because if you touched the rocks and did the ritual, you would die?
So about that, it
Not
looks like
really.
it would break the seal. And bring about doom.
What part of that
Did I
said
get anything
dude?
that was more specific with my
Yeah. So sorry about your
Investigation roll on
friends.
that.
Not sorry about stopping the ritual.
Your investigation on it was which number? Was it the 9?
9?
Yeah. With the 9, you don't think it doesn't infer that this would bring about doom. It you're not sure. You do get the vibe that it will unseal something. Whether that is good or bad is up to you. It is up to It seems to unseal 2 different beings.
I'm gonna assume that anything that requires a blood sacrifice of some kind, or not even blood sacrifice, but requires you to personally molest nature and nature's creatures, is not a good thing.
What I would say is, based on the description you've got, you don't infer that taking the antler is the correct answer.
So this fucking dude was just firing in the blind.
Yes, he needs the blessing of the creature.
He's a bit of a moron.
Okay.
He's in his own notes says that you need the blessing of the creature. He's like,
In his-
yes,
in his
I'll
own
injure
notes.
it and take a body part. That
Again.
will surely get me its blessing. What a fucking moron.
Again, these are not his notes. There's an additional man whose notes these are.
Yeah. I just
Whoever-
wanna-
Whatever. He's either way. He is a
He's
fucking
a
moron.
fucking moron.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, he didn't
my
write
God.
these.
But imagine he says
I've been
himself,
muted this entire time.
I tried to
Yes.
tell you.
Oh my god.
Yes.
All
I
right.
just want to imagine he makes a side note. I am a fucking idiot.
Alright.
Just
I'm frustrated because I was shouting at fucking Liam.
You know, if
Oh.
if we are not responding and you're shouting, especially at one of us, assume you're muted.
listen.
Okay.
I recognize when I'm getting shouted at.
What were
and
you?
I
What
will
were
shut
you?
up.
What were you being shouted about?
That he failed the check to realize if you fail a check, you do not believe what someone is saying to you.
I was. You're not sure he trust you don't trust him, but I assumed that Teddy was gonna be like, he is telling the truth.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, like Llewellyn is like not really sure, but he also is just if this guy
Llewellyn
does, I'll
wasn't
just
paying
kill him.
attention.
Llewellyn's
Yeah.
like, I can just kill this guy if he's a problem.
Anyway, yeah, but anyway, I come into the room at like partway through this conversation, just covered like to the elbow in like just like deeply tired in gore, holding like like an arm and like a glowing like a faintly glowing like meat covered antler, because I imagine that man didn't die well.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm like retching a little bit.
uh,
I
good
didn't
news. The antler isn't correct for the ritual.
I
Or
didn't I, we didn't need this.
I mean, we can try
No.
and maybe reattach it to our erstwhile
You
friend.
did a good thing, regardless.
You could give it to me, and then I have 3.
Okay. Here you go.
Thanks. I was
I'll
mostly
use this
joking.
as my tail.
So are you guys gonna let me free, or am I just
Okay. That...
Should I just work on biting off my own tongue here? Like, what's the
No,
plan?
no. You're not gonna bite off your tongue. You don't gonna do anything. I'm sorry about the finger. Do we feel good about letting him go? I don't know.
I don't think
can't
he
read
has
his plan.
anything else to
Go join a convent.
tell us.
I
So I'm
Think
gonna
about everything we're going to get from him.
shift
I'll just
one of
walk
my
up and
fingers.
untie him.
Yeah, oh no, I was gonna shift one of my fingers into a claw and cut him loose.
Yeah, all right.
And I'm going to hand him one of the bags of supplies I found.
But okay, but he doesn't like us, does he? What if he gets people to beat us up?
Well, we asked, and
Then
Teddy
we'll
said
kill
that he
them
was honest.
too.
Like
Well,
we
we're not
asked
going to
that
be here by the
question.
time those people get back.
This
He
man
picks
nearly died. I don't think he wants to deal with this.
he
again.
picked
I think
up
he just wants to go home.
he like he grabs the bag from you and says, "You know, I actually appreciate that. I wish you luck in whatever nonsense you're gonna get into."
Well, then all is well.
And
if he
Yeah.
says so.
He just fucking leaves.
Goodbye. Sorry about your friends.
On.
And I'm gonna inform the party about the other bag of supplies that I found there, and also took.
Cool. Does it have more rope?
Does it, Ninja?
Yeah, it has one rope in it. Yeah,
I will
it has
out the rope.
it has one rope. It has 200 ball bearings.
Ooh.
I'm going to hand Liam the rope and a single ball bearing.
Okay, here's the thing. I will reject the rope and I will take the bearing.
I am not allowing you to reject the rope.
Well, it's flopping on the ground.
I reject the rope, but I am interested in the single ball bearing. That is my vibe.
God, I'm
All
gonna
right.
fall over. Jesus. Oh God. So yeah, anything else you found where you found that book? Anything else that we need to know about other than the supplies?
I mean, I can show you where it was. I didn't find anything else interesting.
Yeah, let's go check. If we don't, I mean, I don't think we're gonna. Are we gonna fuck with that thing? And I just point at the ritual.
No, the only so what was she gonna do with the antler?
I mean, if Miko's gonna keep it, Miko can keep it, but we could try and reattach it to the deer that lost
Like, I think
it.
it might be a good idea to try and
Yeah, let's do that.
reattach it.
All right, let's go to that. Let's check out like the left room and then go and check on the deer. It's the plan.
You know,
I am also, before leaving that room, putting the rope back in the bag. I'm not just gonna leave it
it
behind.
is occurring to me, I say, as we walk back slowly, which I think because I think I would say this only before we get back to the full room, so the DM can have this occur to him
Mm-hmm.
before we get there.
Yeah.
we maybe should have told him that the deer he antagonized is still potentially awake enough to get revenge on him and potentially kill him.
Yeah,
Oh, look, that's on him.
that's his business.
That is his business. We let him go. I gave him supplies so he wouldn't just die to the wilderness. If he dies to the wilderness that he antagonized,
All right. So when we get to the deer in the only exit, is
They
he
didn't go
bored?
to the exit.
Oh, where are they?
There's a door in the other on the other end of the room, like the main
Oh.
room.
Like the deer is in the way of the entrance.
I guess
Yeah.
there was another exit.
The deer seems fine, and you don't see the gore of a man here.
What do you mean the? Oh, okay.
I was expecting us to get there eventually, but
Yeah, you don't really find anything else. Like if you wanted spare bedrolls, there's bedrolls here. Like other than those 2
Alright,
packs of supplies.
alright. Llewellyn did a good job. Oh, can I loot the dead people that are here?
My God, the kleptomania in this group.
I mean, look, I grabbed food and wilderness supplies. I'm not bothering with the bodies.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll
I just
I'll
grabbed,
at least
like-
check on the dude that was doing plant magic. I'm just curious.
Yeah, so there were 2 of them who could do plant magic.
Okay, well the guy with the bow then.
Yeah. You could take his bow. You could take his arrows that he had left.
You know what? I actually like. Yeah. What kind of bow is it? Just general bow?
Longbow.
Longbow. Longbow. How many arrows?
15.
50. Like, okay, what kind of arrows? Arrows.
Sort of
Are they-
standard
are they?
arrow.
Okay. Anything else interesting in his pocket?
He has some berries.
Okay.
I did searching and I rolled not great, but I rolled not terrible neither.
Well, it was pretty good.
Okay. I'll. Is there such a thing as being over encumbered in this game?
If you get there, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay, so if I try to pick up one of the swords that the other dead guy had, would that be weighing me down a little too much?
Just take it, and if you're told you're over encumbered, just put it back.
That's what I'm asking now, because I'm picking
You're
it up.
you're not over encumbered carrying a sword and a bow and arrow.
Okay. I guess I'll just say iron sword.
All right. So both of our people have mind magic. I want you to make a
Uh-oh.
mind magic roll right now.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Let's see.
This is flat, no skills.
Your
Okay.
brain explodes.
All right.
It was a cursed sword.
I'll use a thing to succeed.
Okay. Mika, you nearly collapsed to the ground as
Oh shit.
a flood of memory flows through you. Teddy, you get this same set of visions, but are instead of being just tossed into the middle of it, are a bystander to it. You like Mike is experiencing it as someone in the memory. Teddy is experiencing it as a bystander, and you see the deer like the one that a deer like the one that you saw.
Is this because I'm not near them, or?
No, it's because you rolled to succeed.
Ah, got it.
This was less a do you guys get the vision, and more this was a saving throw.
Got
Yeah,
it.
how well do you handle the vision?
You see a deer like the one that you guys saved, except it is the size of a mountain. That deer is already larger than most moose, but it's like if you scaled him up 100 times. And
Oh,
you
this is a baby.
you see 5 people dressed, different armor. Some of them, one of them appears to sort of be, in classic animal pelts. One has, it's like plate armor, but it seems to be made of stone. And they are actually, they are trying to fight this animal. And eventually they manage through, like, one, Michael, you experience every wound of one of the people in this.
Ouch.
You take 2 minor wounds.
Owie.
As a bystander,
Do
you're
do
just
the
seeing
people in
get
this
hit.
do the people with me see just like wounds opening up as I'm like
I made the right
experiencing this dream?
decision. I'm not fucking myself back to wounds.
Yeah. Eventually they bring the deer. The deer almost seems to speak to them. And it says, I understand your anger. If this is what must happen, I hold no anger towards you. But I feel you are making a mistake. And then one of them, the one that you are tied to, steps into a circle that you recognize. And both the deer and him are gone.
Okay.
Are you good, Miko?
No. I try to relay this information to them.
Hey guys, something really weird just happened.
Yeah.
Anyone
yeah,
got
Miko's
a
bleeding now.
band-aid? Do I have the wounds that the guy had, or
Yes.
did I just? Okay.
Like, there was a time where, like, this animal summoned forth, like, a series of thorned vines that, like, cut across the torso of this person. So, like, you have a just gash right through the center. And then, like, a bunch
So
of
then would it-
thorns poked through the arms.
So then, more interestingly,
Fellas, I'm
could it be
hurting.
that I was the one that was the other person? Like, could I be the one that was winning then?
We're all winning.
They won at the end of the day. It's just
Are
that
you winning, son?
you
I
saw
wasn't.
all 5 people fighting at once. Like, you just didn't
got
take
it.
damage because all of those people took damage.
Can I
Alright.
be the winner?
Yeah. So Miko was the loser in this scenario.
We don't know that.
What I got was loser's POV.
All right, getting
I just
injured
saw this
twice is pretty
weird
bad.
mental ripple. Like, I just saw this crazy vision of, I think I saw what they were trying to summon. Or revive? Whatever this ritual was about.
I mean, I remember meeting something like it, so they out there.
Hmm.
Well, you all remember meeting something like it. It's sitting right at the front of the cave.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna head over.
but like a big one. A non-baby one.
Know of any local legends that talk about it being like that.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that our entire creation, like,
It's another piece of the creation myth.
yeah, the heroes
It's
and the.
it's one of the great beasts.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, so the Great Beast, kind of, it sounds like something that wouldn't just be. There wouldn't just be so many of them.
I mean, it was plural.
Well, yeah, but I
The-
assume it's different creatures,
Well,
right?
The things
Can
that
I
are out and
roll?
about
Do
now
we
are
know?
not
What do
great
we
beasts.
know? What do we know about these great beasts?
Well, I can send you my notes.
do
Yes,
you
please.
actually have a note on the great beasts?
Okay, I've been trying to keep track of anything you've been giving us, and I'm sure there is something about them here. Let me check.
I mean, maybe they're just magical animals that got old and big.
If I remember correctly, we got the memory, or we were doing some weird magic in the basement that got us or sorry. Oh, was it something related to the Phoenix Egg? Did we get like a vision of that guy doing something with
No,
the
you got a
beast?
vision of that guy, but that was sort of his death.
See. Oh no. So I think there was. I didn't specify how many there were, but some people killed this person, and he basically became a Phoenix Egg.
Right.
Yeah, that
So
feels
we saw
unrelated.
them kill a person, and the person turned into a Phoenix Egg, and basically it became his tombstone. And then we, I guess, brought him back to life. So we already brought one beast back to life. And I relay that information to, like, my party, because like we're all recollecting stuff.
Do you have the stuff from the facility as well?
Okay, let me see.
I've got a fair bit of stuff from the facility.
Okay. There was a ranger who wandered the forests.
Yep, that guy. Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. There's the woman who had body and mind who died. Oh wait, here we go. Jar of resonance, plant, body, energy, mind, existing as one mentally. Rewinding a tape that is mostly blank. That's your words. You are a person facing off against the most terrible monster you have seen. A mouth of flesh and decay. Take the graveyard of 100 battle. Okay, that's just you describing it. The person we're watching is using a complex set of magic for a sealing ritual for this beast. Flames to move it over, vines pull it down, stone brought up to seal it down. A touch to mind and body to make it stop persisting, puts hand to a symbol that makes the creature grow smaller, and the hand that touched the button disappears as well. Person is gone but not dead. Undead blank of memory. So, I'm gonna relate this to my party as Liam. So the interesting thing there is that from the memory, this was only one person. So perhaps every single person has had to sacrifice their life to seal a beast.
I will say that with that memory and you two able to pull it together, actually, both of you make a mind check, non-magic mind, to clarify, just to see.
Both of who?
Teddy and the people who experienced the vision.
Alright.
Okay.
And Teddy,
Non-magic mind.
given your perspective, I'm going to give you a plus to this,
Jesus
just as a flat
Christ.
number. You
This
were too
is-
busy getting your ass kicked by
Yeah.
this deer to recognize.
I'm Just like, I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
we've seen a phoenix, we've seen a weird giant decay creature, and now we've seen a deer the size of a mountain.
Guys, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think there's a wolf out there.
The D6 exploded.
I'll explode it. I'll explode it.
Yeah, so you like thinking back through this and thinking back to that moment that he reminds you of in the facility. The one of the 5 people you saw fighting from your perspective outside of the combat is the same person who sealed that final beast. And from this you can tell this one was sealed first. The one that's the mass of bones was sealed last. And you assume that every time it took one of them.
There we go. Oh, that was I did that wrong. I was trying to total it.
Yeah, it was 9 plus 3 plus 10
There we go.
plus
There we go.
minimum. Yeah, 24. Yeah. With that, you kind of get the idea that this was the first great beast sealed. You saw the vision of the last great beast being sealed. You feel that none of them have been released. You feel like the ritual might have been to release one of them. But you
Wait,
don't know if it's to
Sorry,
release
go
the
ahead.
hero that sealed them or the beast itself.
So when the phoenix came back to life, that didn't count as one of the beasts?
I'm just gonna tell you right now, that's just a guy. It's a different guy. He goes to a different school. He's not related to this.
All right. I'll just remove him from the list of great beasts.
Yeah, don't put him on the list of great. Keep notes on him. He's important. Like he's not
But
nobody.
I was making a different thing where I was like noting down this current status of the beasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a dude. Like both of the visions that you have been described of the great beast involves a creature the size
Like, he was going through
of
a very similar
skyscraper.
process of like what the beasts were going through.
This
Except he
man
was getting
was a
killed
man.
instead. This man is a man is a man.
Yeah, he's a normal sized human person.
But sure, but I mean, I'm just saying that like it sounded like he was going through something similar to kill him.
No, he was just being hunted down by some people.
All right. God damn it. I'm getting the fucking Victor Nation meme in my head now. Party, how are we feeling?
So, with that information, what are you guys doing?
Can we get a recap on what? Okay, do we understand what the book is saying by now, or did we not roll well for that?
You know that the book implies that this ritual would unseal something. You are unclear on whether or not it's the hero or the beast that has been sealed here.
Do we understand the steps to do the ritual?
Yeah. You know the steps to do the ritual. You, in fact, have all the components here.
Oh.
I mean, other than the creature's blessing.
Roll
Yeah,
awareness.
well,
Which
Yeah, I was about to start like checking on the creature, but I just wanted to check how we're feeling. Okay, well,
What are we rolling?
Awareness.
awareness.
All right. This isn't like an investigation, or this is just vibes.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just
Vibes.
walking around deaf and blind. I'm still dazed from my vision.
And so Teddy and Callum, you guys understand this. Everyone else take an insight token. One of you does already have the blessing of this creature. Somebody who's walking around deaf and blind.
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit, dude.
I'm just
Well,
like
Well, just
I-
visually, I think we can infer maybe.
No,
no,
you are
I'm
very
actively
physically.
like I'm actively like kind of patting your head, just like
I'm like, hey, what's up, Teddy?
I feel bad. I know what you're going through right now.
I'm actively bleeding still.
And me too. I'm worse than you, but I like at the same time you're feeling it more recently. I'm just gonna hug
Yeah.
you. We're
Aw.
holding each other right now.
They were just holding each other. I'm like, yeah.
Let's just have a cry.
In my head, I'm like, yeah, Teddy needs this right now.
Okay, while they're having a little soft sesh, I'll do a little check on the animal to see how it's doing after we've been gone.
Do you have
Alright.
any idea what's going on today, Maiko?
Roll
Not anymore. I thought I did for a
whatever
bit.
check you want to make on checking on the animal.
I'll do
Within
a plant
reason.
check because it's like a plant.
You remember
animal.
when we were just going to the top of a mountain and
Yeah.
the whole village just was like, "Hey, decide what you're doing with your future."
Wow.
Yeah, like when we're gonna have a big party or something.
Hey, Lex, stop rubbing off on me. How about
It
that?
the deer just sort of like puts its head against yours,
Oh, hey,
and
Callum.
it's appreciating it, but you don't gain any additional insights.
Okay, well, at least it's like okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Callum.
So we were gonna give it back its antler, right?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
That's right.
Maiko is just like kind of. He's been walking around pretending he had a third antler for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll,
I
like,
can-
I'll
I can-
ask-
I can give it
when
back.
it didn't
Yeah.
stick to his head, he kind of was like less interested in it.
Okay. So for this, I
I can
think
use my plant magic.
it will be Maiko's plant magic and Callum's body magic. Add those
I'm-
two numbers together.
I'm gonna try and use my animal magic to help keep it calm during this.
That works.
Well, I'm going
Yeah,
to
that's
reroll that.
that's a good. Oh my fucking god.
You could just
Use
roll.
an
to-
energy-
you could
Yeah,
use
an
I'm gonna use an
Jesus
insight token to
Christ.
roll this again.
It's an energy to reroll.
You could just
Oh,
say you
energy, okay.
succeed, you animals.
My god.
Oh my god!
Okay, can I do it again to say I
Yes,
succeed?
you can.
Gambling.
I'm
You not
just-
understand? Gamble on them explosions.
I'm full body shaking.
That previous experience fucked you up, and now you're trying to perform surgery.
I'm just gonna hug the deer.
They
Okay.
did surgery on a
I'm
plant.
empathizing with anything that's hurt right now.
You know
I
what?
see a lot
That-
of myself in this deer.
That's gone. You can roll mind empathy to try to like empathize with the deer. Forrest, roll plant, just because it's been such a
Oh,
clusterfuck.
All right, I was just letting them do this.
Yeah, it was fine.
I wasn't even looking to do a dice roll, but you know what? Fuck it.
I just
Well,
need some
Spend
more dice
another energy
thrown
to
in.
make that at least a success.
Yeah, it's fine. Actually, just don't even bother. It's you guys put together enough energy.
We just all collectively surrounded, and it's like kind of nervous, but it's like, oh well, this is cool, I guess.
The vines that like make up some of the fur of the creature, wrap around the antler. The antler spreads, like
Oh,
kind of
thank
growing
goodness.
like roots together. Um, it
All
looks at Maiko and
Hey,
shows
buddy.
recognition.
I just give it a
I'm
big
gonna-
warm hug.
I'm gonna roll. Is this a social roll or is this
Yes.
an awareness roll if I catch this?
Either one you can pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do social. My god.
Dude, okay, no,
My
this
goodness.
is rigged. This is
My
rigged.
goodness. Goodness gracious.
Actually, wait. I'm
I mean,
curious.
in lore, this I guess this makes sense that it's just not getting better.
Maiko, even when Maiko
Any-
wants to pay
er,
attention.
Maiko, just spend a desperation dice. Just
Yeah.
spend your D20 desperation dice.
What? I don't know what.
Just
You don't
roll a
even- does-
D20.
And then
Okay.
check the box that says D20 on the character sheet.
There you go.
There we go.
That's something.
You recognize this
goodness.
exact creature from when you were a child, when you got your
Oh, hell
antlers.
yeah.
And it in fact pushes its head against yours, and your antlers touch its antlers, and your antlers change somehow. You can make that decision.
They get
RGB.
They grow bigger.
they get slightly more red.
Yeah. And with that, you all realize that the blessing of the creature is the antlers that Maiko has.
Oh. Just
I'm
me?
having a moment
Okay.
with this deer.
I think I'm just gonna cry
Certainly
again.
makes it certainly makes
It's
more
a
sense
really
to just
This is
shove
a
it
very
off.
emotional day.
Really?
I'm an empath. I literally have empathic.
Yeah.
I'm an empath. I have to cry at every single thing.
I have 2 major wounds.
His
Yay,
head's
man.
fucking dead and can feel everyone's emotions.
Callum, can
Yeah.
you do something?
I also have mind magic, but I'm starting to realize I think it manifested differently.
It does for everyone. That's how it works.
You know, like the
You
vibe
want me to
Teddy is getting off of Llewellyn right now is just vaguely hungry.
Hey, don't eat that
You're
deer.
a real.
Don't eat that deer.
You're a real.
Don't eat that
gremlin.
deer.
Man, I got animal magic. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You're.
Like, my
I got
primary
animal.
concerns are generally that of an animal.
All right. The question: what are you
Don't
doing
eat that
now?
deer.
Not every animal's a carnivore.
Are you gonna
I-
do? He
I
turns into
wasn't-
a lion.
I mean, when
know,
I turn
know,
into
I
a
know, I'm
lion,
just-
two,
I'm
I
just
never said
saying.
that. Like, just the general vibe isn't. It was not the deer looks tasty. It's just like, when's lunch?
It's not that the deer looks tasty, it's the deer looks scrumptious.
The deer looks edible.
The
and
deer
I
is
am
my
hungry.
no.
No, we're friends. We're all buddies.
no,
My
no.
mouth is
Whoa.
watering right now. Not
Can
related
I
to the
try-
deer.
Llewellyn does
I-
like deer meat. He's not considering this deer. This deer is friend.
Okay, as I'm
This-
still
this
like,
deer's also like partially plant, so like you're not sure
As
what the
I'm
meat
s-
of that deer would be like.
I mean, there's also
as
that.
I am still head rubbing this deer,
Mhm.
can I see if I can read its mind?
hmm
Is this just mind or is it planned on mind?
I think it would just be.
It would be both.
Okay.
It would be both.
Okay.
Because like
Ben,
Not
I'm
really
gonna
new.
spend 2 insight tokens to make this look fun.
yeah, that's a good idea.
One.
Give me a second, okay?
I
It's a
feel
D8
so
then, right?
close
I'm
to
feeling an
you
eight.
right now.
Well,
See, that's how you do the curse. You say one and it doesn't do one.
So with an 11, you kind of get like it isn't a purely animalistic mind. Like you've like tried mind magic in the past on like a flying by bird or squirrel. Those things just read like instincts. This animal is like it's not all the way to where that creature was, where it communicated a feeling and thought to people. But it is like it is a mind capable of thought. And it
Well-
appreciates, like, it's clearly thankful for the help that you've given it.
Can I keep it? I want to keep it.
It doesn't seem like it is willing to just start following you around. Also, I will remind you that while it appears like a 3-block circle on the map,
It's big.
probably 15
It is-
feet tall.
It is bigger than a moose.
Yeah.
It is laying down right now.
Yeah, okay.
It's like balled up. Like, to bring this anywhere would be a challenge.
Well, it exists in the world. It goes
Unless
places.
you roll again, and I help you, and we just
We just
roll
make it
really
work.
good.
You were mind
Okay.
reading it. You didn't. I guess you could roll to try to convince it to join you.
Roll to
Alright.
I
shrink
can
ray.
help with that one too.
Roll to shrink ray.
Wait, let me. No, not. But we can try. So let me.
I do a sick cartwheel to convince it. No, I don't. I don't do that. I do the reasonable thing.
What do you view the reasonable thing? Are you not going to try to convince it to come with you?
No, by using my, I don't know.
Mind magic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if this would be social or mind magic.
You can do a social plant or a social mind magic. Either one work.
That's a social plan.
Right.
better
But
at
first, I'm going to boost. I'm going to reach out and help you empathically connect with the creature.
Yeah. You're trying to
pat
be
my shoulder.
You're trying to be an emotional bridge.
Conduit.
This
Yes.
This will boost the social dice only. Can't boost the magic.
Yes.
And I'm going to use my animal magic to try and assist. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think this is
Me,
happening.
like, should I cause an explosion?
I'm
I don't think
I'm
we're getting a
choosing
pet today.
violence. I am using a desperation dice.
Okay.
We really
This
need
is the most convoluted way for us to get to the result. This deer wants to sit here and rest while you move on with your business.
I will re-roll.
I'm going to spend a little bit of energy to make my animal die explode.
Eddie, you gotta reroll the DC.
Yeah. Yeah. I was hoping any of my other dice would
So
be
I
a
think my
little
total is like
closer.
14 now
That
for
is-
for contribution.
Or is it 14 or is it?
Well, I spent. That depends on you for making a dice go up to make it explode. Does it increase the total or not?
It increases the total.
Then it would be, in fact,
You had like an 8, right? And moved one up to
yeah,
a
it would be
D6.
12.
12. He rolled a 25,
21.
right?
Yep.
23?
Me?
Yeah, you. 16 plus 6. 2. Go back to Myco. All right, so I'm gonna have to ask you, Teddy, because you keep playing with fire. How many energy are you willing to burn?
How many will you cost me?
Teddy's just gonna die for this.
What's it cost? What's your budget?
How deep are you willing to go? I will tell you the effect you get based on the number you tell me.
I mean, eventually, from throwing myself into my deep well of empathy,
Hmm?
I will eventually either A, continually get a stronger effect, or B, continually stop hurting myself for less. I'm going to put 3 points into this.
Okay. With 3 points, I will say, Micah, your social dice exploded.
Oh hell yeah! Wait, mine?
Yeah, because he was boosting your social deal with the
Oh.
deer. Juggling a lot of numbers in my head right now. That
Oh
one
shit!
also
I'm gonna
explodes.
spend. Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
a it's a
I
it's
was
a stacked
about to
effect.
spend the fucking thing. After D10 is D12, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right.
We're back in business, baby.
So there you stop. The deer is convinced to join you at least temporarily.
Hell yeah.
This does mean you have to draw the deer to give him a fucking
Well,
token.
I'm fine with that. I'm ready and willing to do that.
Plant deer
I'm
has
naming it Junior.
joined the party.
Junior joined the party.
You don't know
Junior
how
is
apt
bigger
that
than all of
is.
us.
What did you say?
You don't know how
Do I put-
apt that is.
Do I put this in my inventory?
Yeah, you can inventory it. Just have some note of it. Are you guys gonna do the ritual or not? Like, they just need to know.
Bro,
for
I am
planning.
waiting.
That's the second campaign in a row we've tamed some sort of megafauna.
Yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
guys just don't put
If you
creatures
put
in
the
front.
megafauna in front of us, we will tame it.
so guys,
By the way, this is a demand of me spending 3 energy on empathy. The deer, Maiko, and myself are all crying at this beautiful moment.
Yeah. Also, Micah, you also burn 2 energy from
that is
being
that is
boosted.
Yeah,
that is
that's
a
okay.
poster waiting to be made. Just
An
a fucking
empath, a deer. The
No, like,
deer
it's-
even cry in the
I just
campaign?
imagine this
Yes,
beautiful
they have
piece
tear
where like
ducts.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
just
pretty
imagine
sure
this
you do.
beautiful piece where the deer is lying on the right side with its head tilted forward, and you just have Miko connected, and then the fucking Teddy just in the background, like putting their hand forward and just crying, and it's just like a beautiful Shakespearean scene.
I'm just hugging them both. Just,
And you kept the deer calm, Llewellyn. It all worked out. The deer is now part of the party.
Yep.
An emotionally resonant moment
Yeah.
of joy over death. Like, instead of destroying, you brought new friendship into the world.
We
Don't
did
mind
kill
the
that one guy's
bodies.
friends. Yeah.
We brought new friendship into the world. The,
Don't worry.
the
We'll
mushrooms that are
find
going to be
you.
growing on. Actually, hey, Teddy, something's occurred to me.
You're right. We will get a bush baby to tolerate Liam at some point.
Oh, that's a tall ask. I was going to say, do you think you have enough energy to bury those bodies? Just have the earth swallow them up.
Swallow. I mean, yeah, I can get them to swallow up anything. I think back to the wall mouth and shudder slightly.
Yeah, no, it's more of I'm making sure that you have the
Yeah,
reserves
yeah.
to do so. I know you. That was quite impressive.
Yeah, in fact, if you guys just say, "Do you do that?" I'm gonna move them into the wall.
Yeah, that.
I mean, I was just
that-
like down into the floor, into the wall, whatever's easier.
I'm gonna remind you, the floor isn't cave.
yeah, I'm just
There's
gonna
cave
make
somewhere
a.
down there.
There is cave
I'm-
down there, but it would be through the other stuff.
I'm gonna just make a shoot, just slowly, and just kind of introduce them to dirt eventually.
And just the chute. Does the chute split off, or are you making a mass grave?
Not a mass grave. I'm gonna disappear into the wall, and then I'll just like with a body, and then I'll reemerge after a while,
Oh,
and then I'll
Jesus.
grab another one, and
You can do one stone roll for this.
okay.
It's just to see if you
Chance to
explode. You know, it doesn't. The number doesn't really matter.
Oh, I didn't reset my die. It's like,
What did it get to a 20 before?
yeah, well, last session.
Yeah, I was saying, like, yeah, the last, because remember, it doesn't reset mid-session.
It does for him. He's playing hard mode.
Oh, hey, I get to. I'm gonna roll it like this because it's funny. None of them explode.
I mean, you could spend, if you have one insight token to make presumably stone explode.
Be worth it.
I mean, I do have one insight token.
I technically only said this was going to be one check, but the first dice was a 5, so I will let you do that.
Well, I think it's just all the applicable skills.
Technically, those are. It is my 1 stone plus 3 applicable skills of stone.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
the first one was actually stone,
Yeah,
which is the funny
is
thing.
always the first one is always the real one. That's
Which is the funny thing. So yeah, sure.
What are we rolling?
He's
This
burying
is
the
to make you-
bodies.
I'm
He buried the
making
bodies. They're out of the way now.
Yeah, I'm just becoming a mole man.
All right.
I'm
The
gonna
way-
emerge out of the green tuft of grass, just like over here. It's like, okay, I still don't know what this is, but if you just hit it really hard from underneath, it can move.
So that's where you buried them, roughly, just in that section of wall.
I found dirt.
I got
It's
the-
hard to explain ground to people who don't feel ground.
Well, I think we all feel ground.
That's not
I
what
don't-
he meant, and I think you know that.
I do know that.
And I'm gonna take one of the flowers off of Liam.
Hey, that hurts.
I'll take one that you had like in your shirt.
It's part of my cape.
Oh,
Is your cape
I
part of you?
completely thought you were like, those are skin tags. Look, I completely thought like you were like, No, dude, those are growing out of my neck.
Okay,
What?
so to be fair, the top part, like the top part back of my head, those are attached to my head. The part that is on my shoulders is part of the cape and kind of the hood.
Yeah, I wasn't grabbing one that was like obviously
But I'm
attached to your
still gonna
head.
make you feel bad. So like,
I check, and then I'm looking at you like
can
I
we
think you
roll
might
to
have
see
brain
if he can check?
damage.
He checked.
Okay.
He's just putting it. We're spending a
I'm gonna
lot
go
of
put it-
time burying these bodies.
Yeah, well, I'm
We're
gonna go
spending
put the
so
flower
much
in here
time
where
in
I'm
this
pretty
area
sure they're
just
buried,
doing
and then we can move
nothing.
on. We can get out of the cave.
No, but like, okay, guys, what do we feel about Victor Nation? How do we feel about the ritual?
I mean,
Because like, on one
best
hand, we
case
could
scenario,
do
it summons people who should probably be dead. Worst case,
Well, we
We're
don't
s-
know
I
if
don't
the
think
if the
there is any situation in which doing the ritual is going to turn out positively enough for the risk of unleashing one of the great beasts.
well, what's the story of the Great Beast? Can I do a history check for the
Yeah.
story of the Great Beast as we conventionally know it?
You know, this is sort of a memory, check for anyone who wants to make it. It's
What would that be?
you were taught
12?
this in school.
What's the
Me-
memory check?
mind,
Mind.
mind, and if you have any relevant scope skills.
I'm gonna blow that up.
Blow it up.
Blow it up.
Blow, 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 blow.
Bop,
Now,
bop.
I actually remember that it was the great beasts were sealed away so they would not destroy the world.
Well,
Okay.
that comes down to a moment of
That was that's what the teacher said in
Yeah.
the first session.
it's about a difference because you got to remember there are people in this world who worship the great beasts and the heroes. Like there are two factions.
Yes, I'm going with what the teacher
Yeah.
told us in school.
The
Which was that?
justification the heroes gave was that they were going to destroy the world, but you know that the beast that they saw, whose name I have written down somewhere but forgotten. We'll get it to you next time. Is known as the Life Break. It is
The deer?
yeah. It controlled life energy, similarly to how the other beast that you saw was clearly an embodiment of death. They sort of have, some duality to them. And there were beasts that were very much more dangerous. And the Lifebringer was not known to be such. You think that there's a good reason that if you're going to start a campaign to get rid of all of the beasts, you get rid of the one closest to the easiest path, right? Just to prove you can.
Oh, right. So the heroes are neither good nor bad, but the giant beasts are neither good or bad. You kind of just gotta refer history against what we just heard. For example, the deer was talking again, assuming Miko shared the information with what they saw.
Yeah.
The deer was very much speaking as someone who is like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing, but hey, if this is what you want to do,
Like
like them,
we can
doesn't
can
blame them,
unleash
though.
some great beast. It'll be somebody else's problem
no. So
if it's a problem.
I want to get down to it because, like, okay, so there's the option of we could do the I'm speaking as Liam now, so we can do the ritual for whatever reason we want to do it. We can do it because maybe this life bringer isn't necessarily something terrible that needed to be trapped to begin with. Like, do we know why, other than them say, like, supposing that the world would be destroyed or whatever if they didn't seal
It
them
was
away?
less
Why
about
would they seal away
destruction and
someone?
more about the fact that humanity was enslaved by these beasts, allegedly. Like, their entire life was spent in servitude of the beasts.
Okay, but supposedly they gave us the ability to be free by locking these beasts away. But why would a like a beast named Lifebringer. Okay, I realize that my argument here is getting poorer by the fact that it's slavery.
How could a beast called Lifeburger be a bad guy?
Yeah, essentially. No, okay. Okay, I'm realizing my argument is poor, but my main point is that we have two options. Like, I'm just laying it forward. We could either do the ritual and possibly break out the hero that sealed away the beast, or the beast itself. It's kind of a 50-50, right? Or we can go and do what we were already doing, head to the capital, talk to people. Hell, we could maybe even inform other people of
Miko,
what we
you're
have
the one
seen
who's
here.
blessed and is
Yeah.
actually needed to complete this ritual for sure. What do you want to do?
I feel like this
I
decision
mean-
is a little bigger for one person, but whatever.
Well, I mean, if we can't make Miko do it. So, like,
No,
if
I'm
Miko
not
says
saying
no,
we can,
then
but
it
I'm just
ends
saying
it.
that this is bigger than one person.
No, right. But
This is just step one.
the thing I'm saying is, if Miko doesn't want to do it, that's
Yeah,
just
then it's
full
not
stop going to be the end
happening.
of it.
Yeah.
No, I say let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you
just
can
because Miko
continue
wants
with
to
your
do it, we're gonna
case.
do it.
Look, if things go wrong, I'm just going to go be an animal somewhere.
You-
Valid.
I will haunt you.
Look,
Okay.
Liam, look. I think we find ourselves in a situation where inaction isn't gonna bring us any closer to learning
I'm not saying we
anything.
can't come back here, but at least going somewhere like the capital and getting more information about it, or maybe talking about the place we found with more people, would maybe lead to a more safer
But-
decision down the line.
Okay, who
Well,
even says we're telling
say-
anybody about this?
Yeah, save Schmave. We don't know who's in on this. This is some weird
Y-
conspiracy
You're
thing.
awfully trusting.
I do
Wait
want
a
to
second,
remind
is-
you that as children, you released a person who was, like, to the people of this country, considered to be extremely evil to the point they hunted him down. And you didn't tell
don't even know
anyone
that.
about that. Well, you knew that you saw a vision that implied two people that at least some of you knew as world leaders of this country were involved in his death.
Is-
The Phoenix?
Wait a second. Look at the shape of this cave. Is that important? Zoom out. It's like a deer itself.
Holy shit. He's cooking.
Kind
Oh,
of cooking. It's a deer on a mountain.
let him cook.
It's a weird dinosaur deer, but it's a deer.
Well, I'm gonna shapeshift into a lion and start walking around
Okay, but
while you guys discuss this. He has said his
I'm
piece.
basically just asking who's on board on doing it and who's on board on leaving. Tell us the votes.
I'm very empathically connected with Maiko right now, and Maiko wants to do it, and I'm very vulnerable and hurt. So
I'm easily
Mo has already made
manipulated,
it
and
clear
that's
that he's going to
Miko's
support
whole
Maiko's
thing.
choice on this.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
also, you know the deer.
yeah.
You know, this is a smaller version of the big deer. So do you hate this deer?
I
You
feel
guys
like
all
this,
work together to convert it to your party.
yeah.
Oh, wait,
I-
did
Yeah.
we convert it? I thought that was a joke.
Yeah,
We
no, this
did.
No,
deer
we
is
did, we
absolutely
did.
with us.
Junior is
Oh, we
in
just
my
did.
inventory.
Just like my little critter, I guess.
You have not been paying attention. He can join the circle.
Well, did the deer get a vote?
Yes.
I'm going to try and talk to the deer.
Okay.
Meow, meow, meow.
I'm going to use my animal magic to attempt to ask the deer its opinion.
Which of course you do by meowing at it, as you all
Yeah, of
know that
course.
that is the language of deer.
I mean, well, yes, and also I am currently a lion.
Which we all know make house cat noises.
You're growling at it, which is, I guess, better.
I mean, they do make other noises.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know that lions could imitate deer.
Most cats have vocal mimicry abilities.
Yeah, like it's. Have you never
That's-
seen a cat pretend to be a bird? They do it
Yeah, have
all
you
the
not seen
time.
cats chirp?
Yes, I have.
Crazy. So I'm just gonna use an energy to succeed.
Fuck your game. I'm just
Yeah.
winning.
I'm
It's
just
one of,
gonna
it's
win.
one of my mechanics.
That is
I said that that's
legit-
allowed.
Yeah, like
He's not
This
had
isn't
doing
me-
that.
Part of the
Th-
game.
this is me saying no you to the dice, not no
Yeah,
you to
no,
the
it's
DM.
very funny though.
Yeah.
Just, I win. Just
He's an I win
So-
token. Fuck yourself. Yeah. So what do you say to the deer?
I ask it its opinion on doing the ritual and taking part in it.
the deer
These are
plays a
separate
hand on the
questions.
rock.
Okay, so the deer, it doesn't speak to you as a like in full sentence, but it's like it gives you the idea that it doesn't know about a ritual, as it is a deer.
I'm trying to explain to the deer, release big deer.
Lifebringer.
Maybe.
Release Lifebringer.
I mean, I will use that if it understands that, but just
Hmm.
communicating the deer that looks like it, but way bigger.
Free,
That's the deer.
That's the deer.
free,
Mm.
free mother. Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's for okay, Kalen. What do you?
So I'm
what are
gonna
you feeling?
shapeshift back.
Alright,
Okay,
we're
we're
doing
doing the
this.
ritual. The deer
right?
just
Yes.
called Lifebringer Mother.
What
Oh
did you say,
hell
Kalen?
yeah!
Junior called him Mother. We're going.
Junior, we're reuniting you with your mom.
We're
I'm gonna
doing this.
choke back tears.
All right, I guess that's unanimous then, because
Like, no, I was going to drag Miko over there at this point.
The deer
Rico
can't
didn't want
actually. The deer can't really do anything. Not enough room to get it in based on the doors that they put up.
We can break
I'm
the
a-
doors
I'm-
down.
Yeah,
It's also
I'm gonna
not
break the door.
necessary for the fucking ritual.
No, the deer will be
The
coming to the
deer
ritual.
gets to stay with us.
The deer gets to stand here and watch our triumphant ritual.
We're breaking the doors.
Okay.
We are
Also made out of
summoning
wood,
a-
so
We are summoning a
The plant
hero. I
people
mean,
could
a
just
great
bend it
beast.
out of the
I mean,
way,
a
right?
hero.
The flame will just turn the wood into splinters.
We're totally
the
gonna
next,
summon the
the
human.
next skill I'm giving myself is gonna be a shrink ray.
It'd be deer.
Yes. It's gonna be called deer shrink. It
Alright.
only shrinks deer.
What am I rolling to? What are we rolling to break these doors?
Nothing. It just happened.
But we're fishing for dice.
I'm not,
You know
not letting
what?
you
Just
fish.
Comically,
Yeah,
just comically,
this is
the deer just walks
sometime-
through the door.
Sometimes I will have to stop you, and this is one of those times.
I like how you've created a system where you're forcing them to stop, like, to stop.
No,
fucking
stop.
throwing
Stop
dice.
rolling
Sometimes I
dice,
will just let you
please.
have it. All right.
Alright.
Sometimes
through
we
the
just
book
get to
again.
have the explosion.
Based on
We understand what these 4 points are.
Well, let's follow the book.
I'm
right?
going to consult the book again.
yeah, you get the vibe that like somebody of different magic has a stand in each. You don't know if the colors matter.
Do we stand in the pool or on the little like platforms?
You stand on the platform.
I'm not going to quite get in position yet.
Yeah.
But I've taken up a position over here as it matches the color of my hair.
Mhm.
And the one with the blessing of the creature needs to touch the orb in the center as everyone else touches their respective energy pool fire thing.
Can I walk through this water, or will I?
I mean, there's also
Nice.
like
It's the only
water in the middle there.
the only way that you know how to get there.
Okay.
I mean, plant magic your way over.
Make a plant bridge.
Got my feet
Just-
wet.
Looking at the energy here, can I tell if the colors matter?
You think that they do kind of.
You're
Each
horrible
one,
for placing this in a way where it can't be centered on this circle.
He can remove the grid if he wanted.
I didn't know that it was gonna be like that, but I
You
made
can view
this.
the grid on Dungeon.
Yeah, I was,
You-
I was expecting you to have done this last week, and I made this in very short amount of time. I have a full job.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
They do matter, but you notice that like each has multiple resonances with different kinds of magic, and everyone happened to have stood in a zone that at least resonates with one of their types of magic.
We're good.
All right.
Well, these zones at least resonate with one of your types.
So, are you guys all gonna touch the stuff?
I
Yeah.
guess so.
I am.
Yes.
All right, everyone roll tough.
Uh-oh.
That's
Alright.
something you don't hear every day.
I'm not that good at that.
Oh, I'm gonna explode that.
Cool. I got a 9 on tough.
It's like crazy how this happens.
You have a record at this point.
I spent an energy to roll again, right?
You could just succeed.
Oh, I just succeed?
You could
You
use
could
an
just
energy
spend an
to
energy to
succeed.
succeed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, let's do that.
All right.
I'll spend an insight to explode. You know, it's funny. I made my tough my highest roll, but you never have us roll tough, or at least
Because
me.
tough is for combat, and you used mostly stone magic to defend yourself.
No, you specifically had me roll muscle or agility.
You could've
This is
rolled-
true.
You could have rolled tough for like for hitting. It's muscle or agility. For getting hit, tough is the resistance.
You can, however, roll agility to dodge.
Yes.
You touch the rock and
Anyone
immediately get
who
the
got
instinct to
above
dodge.
a 10, you burn an energy. Anyone who got below a 10, you take 1 minor wound as the ritual
What a-
begins to take effect.
So I take a wound,
So
right?
if I got a minor wound, do I also get an insight token?
Yes. If you
Hell
use an
yeah.
energy to succeed, you only take the energy cost.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking the wounds.
I will absolutely take a minor wound.
So the way this is going to work is quite interesting because while these do resonate with one of your types of magic, you feel everyone on the outside who is touching into one of these pyres, you feel a connection deep inside yourself that you've never felt before to a magic beyond what you have. This is not permanent, but it tells you the experiment worked. Whatever they were trying to do has succeeded in you, and you are beginning to feel connections to magic beyond the ones that you know. What happens to all of you at once is you all sort of enter your own, like, you enter a position in your own mind that you've never been. You almost, it's like you pass out almost, and are in a place. And I would want you to describe to me, we'll start with Miko, because Miko is the center point of the ritual.
Yeah, okay.
What is the landing place in the middle of your mind like?
Pardon.
You, as a being, are now existing in the space that is your own mind and your own body.
Your
Right.
mind palace.
What does it
Your
look
happy
like?
place.
Like a damn cave.
Okay. You're in a damp cave. You feel there are a couple of different paths that you can walk. throughout this place. You've experienced more in the last 48 hours, or actually, I guess the last week, than you have most of your life. You've been in danger, you've experienced stuff. What direction do you plan to walk? Sort of, you have a bunch of different paths out of the cave.
Can I turn around and walk backwards?
Okay, you walk backwards, deeper into the cave itself. And
Well, who's to say?
And deeper you travel into the cave until you make it to a cavern. And in that cavern, you see a series of massive, like, metallic doors that are sealed. And there's, like, a couple, like, they're not all sealed, right? You see, they each have a symbol above them that sort of you resonate. You like realize it feels like they connect to the types of magic in the world. The ones related to your magic are open. The others, while here and present, are sealed shut. But slight amounts of like liquid flow out from under the doors, almost as if they're released, a flood of this liquid would go through.
Huh.
Do you have any interest in opening one of those doors?
No, I don't think I would be.
Okay. Do you want to see what's down the path of one of the doors that are already open?
Yeah,
Which one?
the mind one.
Okay. You travel down the door of the mind, walking through a sort of slow stream of like a pinkish liquid that flows back towards that center cave area. And eventually, you make it to a sort of void space. And in that void space, you see a man who you don't recognize.
Where's there a man in my brain? I don't say that.
Yeah. You do
Could you not?
recognize the wounds that this man has, though, as you've experienced those yourself.
Does he see me?
Yeah. What brings you? I've
You're the
been
guy
here.
from my vision.
I would believe that makes sense. You are in the chamber that I've been sealed in. I assume this means that you have done something to reverse what we have done?
I mean, what have you done?
Well, I trapped myself here along with this, and he points over, and there isn't a deer there. There's just sort of like a glowing orb that has like the energy signature of the deer.
Huh.
Me and Lifebringer have spent hundreds of years in this state, waiting to see what the future would bring.
Why?
When we made the decision, we were wanting to save humanity from servitude. Not mainly to Lifebringer, but the others. They were much worse. And their punishment much worse than sitting with me for a time. But it's all about giving humanity a choice, a path that doesn't involve only what these great beasts decided for us. Having never met you, you have a familiarity around. You you feel like someone I knew once.
Ooh, I find that hard to believe.
You haven't obtained what they have, but I think if you decided to follow that path, you could. So, what was your goal here? Where in your
I
mind?
want to let. Why are you in my mind?
Because you let us in here when you touched the orb.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm here to save Junior's mom. I don't I don't know what you're talking about with this whole decisions made for me. I chose to do this.
You chose to do this because I gave you the ability to make that choice.
And I don't think that this deer can take that from me.
That is your belief. It is your right to let them go. You may also let me go.
Well, see, I'm more apprehensive about that part.
Oh, I can understand. My
Oh,
time
yeah.
is long in the past. It's up to you to make the.
Well, I'm not. I'm doing it. I'm not changing my mind.
Right. And from there, you feel yourself resonate more with your mind than you ever mind magic than you ever have, and you are flung back through the cave to the entry point and snap in to place in standing here, the orb
God, I
glowing.
thought you were gonna say snap into pieces.
Yeah, you're shattered.
You're
Torn-
a memory of every
Teddy,
time
I
I
don't
like
me.
feel so good.
yeah, every time I've ever been like, I hope I don't explode this time, pops into your head.
You're torn to shreds and reduced to naught but atoms. But yeah, you're in the circle, and the circle, the glow leaves. You feel like it's worked, but it doesn't. You don't see an instantaneous, sort of result.
Huh.
But the mountain behind you is gone. No,
All right, who wants to be next?
That was the most
Roll for
awkward
it.
ass conversation.
Alright. You don't get to decide that.
I will not. I do not wish to roll for it. I will, unless because I'm like rolling when I don't get to potentially explode. Icky. What if I roll well?
Well,
Well, Liam,
Hence why I was refusing to roll.
All right, Liam, what's your mind like?
so it can be anything, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it could be a
Alright.
shoebox.
So how did you describe it again? Like the center of my mind, basically.
Yeah, what is the point in your mind that if you were to build it out as a location, what is it like?
It is
The story of a girl who cried a river.
over there. It is a living room with a fireplace, and there is a child sitting in front of the fireplace, just admiring just how pretty it is when it's really late at night, and there is the parents on like both sides of the child behind it, basically just doing whatever, reading a book or just kind of enjoying the mood together with the child.
Okay. So this is the place of comfort, but energy is flowing through you that you've never felt before. You are aware of yourself in this place and know that there are many ways for you to get where you need to go. You choose to open a book, choose to walk out the front door, go upstairs. What's your decision?
I choose to stand up, go over to my father, and knowing that I am now like sort of in a mindscape and it's not like real, I'll I'll give him like a smile and basically have him give me like the same warm smile that I've seen before back to me,
Mhm.
and then I'll grab his book out of his hand and just kind of open it while my smile like disappears.
Yeah. So he meets you at that. You open the book, and in the pages of the book, you are met with the same doors Micah found. You
Or
see,
locked ones. Okay, sorry.
you see more locked ones than Nico has because you have less active magics. You notice very specifically that the door of energy is mostly open. Like the seal is starting to break. You know this because everyone knows it. It's in your file. That's the energy type of your mother, who you haven't begun to show yet. But that does not mean that you have to choose to open that door. Do you choose to open any of these doors? Do you walk down the path of the door that you already have?
So that's the only door that shows like any signs of being open.
No, they all have the trickle of water coming out the bottom, like that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying the energy door is the only one that's like
The energy
open a
door
bit.
is the only one that is not fully sealed.
Even the plant door is sealed.
No, the plant door is fully open.
Okay.
You could just
Sorry, I
walk
missed
down
that
that
part.
path.
Sorry, I missed that part. I will think about everything that has happened until now and how strange everything around my father has been. And I'll walk over to the energy door. And I'll reach out my hand and like I'll hesitate for a few seconds, but then I'll open it.
Door opens. The chains fall off. A flood of just bright yellow energy flows into you as you are thrown back through to the room where you see your family sitting next to the fire, and you awaken with your hand placed firmly onto the flames that are now truly flames more than anything.
Okay.
All right, was Teddy gonna roll? See if he beats Callum's 7.
Oh yeah, sure.
You called for it. I would expect 14
Yeah.
beats 7.
All right.
Your mind like
So, Teddy's mind. Teddy's mind is that's so interesting for me because as someone who doesn't personally form images when I close my eyes. I have to think about this for a second. Can okay. All right. So I think that when Teddy closes his mind's eye, he is a he's I can Callum go first? I
Yeah.
really this is actually
Yeah,
I was
this is
too
this
absorbed
is hard. I can
in
buy you time.
yeah, I was too caught up in thinking about other people. I was being a good player and listening to other people's scenes.
Right.
Right. Alan,
Uh,
your mind.
Callum's mind would be like all the different buildings in Riverhaven, but wrong. Objects are out of place. None of the doors lead outside, just to other rooms that shouldn't be there. It just in general gives off the compulsion that needs to be fixed, improved.
And again, this sort of energy is flowing through you that leads you to a place. What path do you take to get there? What is the center point of what is wrong?
Eventually, I find myself at the master bedroom in my house. There's an empty bed where two people used to be.
And as you turn from that bed towards where a closet was, there isn't a closet. Series massive metal doors. Some open, some not. You know which ones are open. Which door draws your eye the most?
Good question. Suppose it would be the plant door.
The door not yet unlocked. It seems tightly sealed. But as you pull against those chains, you realize they're not here to seal it away from me. They're here to make sure that I don't access this before I'm ready for it. And something about the path that you've been on so far tells you that you're ready. Chains fall away as easily as possible. And a green energy flows into you. You snap back through the house, through all of the different paths, doors, through all of Riverhaven, to the center point of what is your mind, and awaken here with your hand being caressed by plants that were not in this plane before.
All right.
All right. So now I'll ask Teddy, are you ready, or do you want?
I
Go on.
had asked you a question in GM.
Ooh.
I also had done so. I figured you'd already read mine. It was more of a comment because I already got like a fair bit of mine locked and loaded.
Yeah.
In the Discord.
Yep. I'm looking at both.
entirely honest, I also don't get images in my mind. I was trying to go about this by writing.
Ah, got it.
So, based on that, if you're ready, we can go. Otherwise, we can run Llewellyn's.
Okay. I had an additional question, so Llewellyn can go.
Okay.
All right, so I find myself in a vast savanna with trees made of circuitry. And I begin heading north. Hmm.
Yeah. You
Okay,
head north.
sorry. Hello?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
heading north. Like circuitry is even like
It's
it's
the best way I
beyond.
can
Yeah,
think of to
it's even
describe
beyond
it.
that. Like the grass is, ends of wire. The trees are like the crystals that you've seen that run the machines that you've run into so far. But through that, even there, you are a hunter and you are after something. There is a thing at the end that you are trying to reach, to hunt, to grab, kill. And as you head, you make it to the edge of a cliff face, and in that cliff face are the doors. Two open, the rest sealed. What your does your query lie
What I'm
beyond one of the open?
My quarry lies beyond the door of body.
With awe that is, you didn't knowingly change your body to that of a lion. It's just part of who you are.
It has always been that way in my mind's eye.
And you slash through the chains, and sort of a bluish green energy flows into you. You are brought back through the savannah and reach here with your hand not touching visible energy, but almost as if your arm has absorbed the energy of what you had been touching before. You feel strength in it that wasn't there prior.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh, 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
All good?
Yep. All right. I am ready.
Okay. Your mind like.
So, um, my mind is it's dark at first. And then there's just like cold, then there's a crack, and then light leaks in, and it's a burst of bright, vibrant purple hues as we're, as it becomes visible that I'm inside of I'm like inside of a giant geode. And it's like a cavernous, I don't know, like cave space of glittering, like deep purple, like sword-like huge, I don't even know what you know the visual of those deep purple. Yeah.
It's just, crags of rock and spikes that connect the crystal. And through the crystal, you see reflected around you sort of, all sorts of different angles. And through, as you turn and look in many different ways, you see light at one end, and through that, the reflection of these doors that you're not even truly standing in front of, but feel as they are, projected to you through the crystal. But feel that you could influence them anyway, even though you are not there to touch them. What door draws your attention?
What do these doors even look like?
The open each door is a massive sort of steel door, like arched double door with a chain across it if it is sealed, and the other ones open and letting a steady stream of colored energy through. The others leak energy into a sort of centralized pool, but aren't letting enough through to truly allow you access to that energy.
Okay.
You can walk into one of the open ones, see deeper down what that path leads, or open one of the doors that is closed to you.
So I have fundamentally no real idea of what's down any one path.
You know, based off of the symbol above them, that each one reflects a type of magic that you've heard of. The open ones for you are stone and mind. So you assume whatever is down each of those relates somehow to that kind of power.
Okay.
The others, how are you to know? Because you've never opened those doors before.
And this was. Am I in me?
Yeah.
This is so. I'm. I do I feel resonant? Like, I don't even. Do I feel like if I pushed open one of these doors, like I would be opening a pathway within myself?
Yes, you believe that the liquid behind these doors that is slowly leaking through, you would allow to fully flow through. And that would change something in you innately.
Okay. Whereas, do I think if I went through one of the whereas instead if I just went through one of the other doors, would I be enhancing myself in that way further?
Yes.
Likely.
You believe that
Okay.
it would bring you down towards, the source of this
Further.
liquid and thus more of it.
Do I choose to enable what they wanted of me, or do I accept to broaden my horizons? And then I'm gonna think of my friend and all of the times he's helped me, Callum. And then I'm going to think of all of the people I might be able to help. And I am going to hopefully just open up the door to energy and walk through it.
Well, as you open it up, like it did for others, it was blocking a wave, and that wave rushes over you. You feel consumed by it. It's this.
So I like yelp,
Yeah.
thinking I'm gonna walk through it, and instead I get knocked back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the energy flows, the yellow flows into you. You're thrown back into the crystals, through which you see yourself hand on what was just the energy of the pyre, now in flames, matching Liam's pyre. And that where we will end today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.
Damn.